dink it into the box, but he's clever, he's very clever, sells the defender a dummy.
Still going, Udogie. Solomon, it could open up again here, it does open up again. Well, he's been fairly quiet, Son, but he's still got 2 goals to his name, and the goals just keep on coming for Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham.
Every time they get the ball, this Tottenham team, they look dangerous. They're not happy with 3. They want to go on, they want to score more goals. Vincent Kompany's Burnley look tired, they look devoid of ideas. They're struggling to cope with these front players that Tottenham have got. They've got some great creativity, they've got some forward-thinking players, and they've got some end product which they haven't had for a long time, other than Harry Kane. The goals are getting spread about the team. Son, the new captain, full of confidence. Once again, they break the lines. Once they get in behind this Burnley team, the Burnley defence look tired, they look slow. It's a great cutback, and again a Tottenham player finds himself in acres of space within range of the goal. Sonny just opens his foot up, slots it into the far corner. It could be a long 25-30 minutes for Burnley.
A really good finish again, but what else would you expect from the new captain? 147 goals for Tottenham Hotspur now. His first goals of last season were a 13-minute hat-trick against Leicester, and he's on a hat-trick today. Spurs are going to make a double change, which will see the arrival of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Ivan Perisic. Manuel Solomon and perhaps Sarr will be the players to make way, we think. Can Burnley somehow lift themselves here with Connor Roberts? Brownhill put under pressure by Sarr, and Kulusevski the beneficiary. He's on his own over there at the moment.
Got a lot to find, Burnley. The first 3 games are anything to go by. Struggled at home against Manchester City, which is understandable. Last game against Villa, and now against Tottenham. They do look a class apart from their opposition at the moment.
Romero got a touch on that, so well, they still managed to keep it in. Sarr. Here's Udogie inside the final 25 minutes, and that will fill a long 25 minutes plus stoppage time for Burnley now. Kulusevski was floored off the ball there. Oh, Son, he's in for his hat-trick! A breathtaking hat-trick from Son. And Tottenham hit the high fives. They've all brought in to Ange ball, and it works. It really works.
He's got his hat-trick. All the talk about Harry Kane and where would the goals come from. You look at the way this Tottenham team are playing now, with Richarlison injured today, Son carrying the mantle with the captain's armband, and he's got a hat-trick already. I mean, Tottenham looks so dangerous going forward, but this Burnley back 3 haven't learned. It's the same ball again. Put Son through one-on-one. I mean, he's had some opportunities today, but that same pass has put him in behind. He just times his run to perfection. Porro finds himself in acres of space, and it's that ball again in between the centre halves, in behind. We've seen it time and time again today, but it's a good first touch this time from Son. Finds his finish, and it's oh so easy for Spurs at the moment.
Once again, the outcome's never in doubt when he's in that position. Excellent execution again from Son. And Tottenham making a couple of changes, as we mentioned. Ivan Perisic coming on. And Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Burnley are also making a change here. Luka Koniushu has been replaced. Jakob Brun-Larsen, the Danish winger, who played against Spurs in Europe for Dortmund 4 years ago. And it's a rather difficult game in which to come on as a sub for the final quarter.
It's not ideal when your team's 5-1 down. But Tottenham have been excellent in the second half. They got themselves back in the game after they went 1 down early on, and it's been one-way traffic. I mean, Burnley have tried, they've attempted to press Tottenham high up the field, they've attempted to win the ball back. Vincent Kompany, to me, surprisingly changed to a back 5 at half-time, and that hasn't worked for him. He looked to exploit the spaces that his wing-backs could offer him, but Tottenham have just been a class apart in this second half. They have been really, really good. Son running in behind, Kulusevski and James Maddison at the heart of everything that they've done well.
And still the best part of a quarter of the game to go. Burnley absolutely flattened now. Somehow they just have to keep going. Foster for Brun-Larsen. In towards Nathan Redmond. Suma back helping out. Cullen. Al-Dakhil. Here is Redmond. Foster. And Romero. His presence was enough for Tottenham.
This one's going to be a tough one for Vincent Kompany and his Burnley to take, the way that they've been defeated, especially at home. It's not been an easy start to the Premier League for them. The Premier League's not easy, and it certainly doesn't get any easier for them with the games that they've got coming up. They've got a massive game, which has turned into a huge game now at Forest. Then they're at home to Manchester United, away to Newcastle, and at home to Chelsea. So he's got some work to do as Vincent, and he can't afford this to turn into a real rout. I mean, it's a big enough defeat as it is at the moment, but confidence in his team, he can't afford for this to get any worse for him today.
Maddison. Perisic. Well, unless he gets another chance soon, Son won't be adding to his trio of goals. He's about to be replaced by Richarlison. He'll be desperate to get in on the act as well.
Yeah, I think he's probably carrying a knock, which is why he didn't play today. But he's been given the nod early season as the 9. But you see that from these Burnley defenders' point of view, they've had Son running in behind all day. The last thing that they want to look up and see when he's substituted is the pace of Richarlison coming on.
Well, we only saw Son in fleeting moments in the final third, but he ended up with a hat-trick. That's kind of what he's about. Usually brings a lot more to the party, but still scored 3 times. The captain's armband goes to Christian Romero, and Richarlison will certainly fancy a piece of the action scored in that League Cup tie against Fulham.
There's the man on your screen who's got a hat-trick, who I think I mentioned may have been quiet in the first half. He certainly wasn't in the second half. I think when he has had an impact in the game, it's been crucial. Every time he's touched the ball, it's led to a goal, or he's been involved in a goal, or he's scored a goal. He's certainly led a captain's role today.
Son's first goals of the last season came in the form of a hat-trick, and he has another early hat-trick to his name in this season, which has started so well for Tottenham. But their fans can't believe what they're watching at times after the last few years.
Well, I think we're from the recent formations that they've had at home. They've played very defensive at home. They've tried to play on the counter-attack at home. The Champions League against AC Milan last season was a perfect example of 1-0 down away from home, come back home, and they go out drawing 0-0. You know, Spurs fans would much rather see them lose 5-4, lose 4-3, at least have a go. But this team that plays on the front foot, it's night and day compared to what these Spurs fans have been watching for the last 18 months.
Jack Cork is going to come on for Burnley shortly. In place of Jordan Bayer, we think. Here's Udogie and now Perisic. That might be a free kick and a yellow card for Bayer.
Yeah, it's important for Burnley to keep the discipline now. Going into the last 20 minutes of the game, the last thing that Vincent Kompany wants to do is lose players who have been sent off through suspension, through injury. It's a case of getting to the final whistle for them now and showing the manager something.
Bayer's last moment of the match, a yellow card as he is replaced by Jack Cork. He's been around these parts for a while now.
He immediately signals there, go back to a back four. You can see what he's saying to his players. The back five we changed to at half-time didn't work. They're going back to a 4-5 in midfield and one up top. And I think that's where they've lost the battle today in midfield, stopping the supply to the Tottenham forward players.
Basuma. Tottenham might not have stopped toying with Burnley yet. Højbjerg with Maddison. And he's frustrated that was one that got away. Easy, this management lark, isn't it?
He certainly had a fantastic start to it. I just think he carries himself well, he speaks well, comes across well in press conferences, and has endeared himself to the Tottenham fans very quickly. Listen, it's easy to do that as a manager. You win games, you get performances and you win games. And he's certainly done that. The only block in his copybook so far, for me, is the amount of changes he made in the League Cup in midweek.
Well, he's played the same way throughout his managerial career. And it certainly is a style that suits Spurs. Basuma. Ivan Perisic. Pedro Porro on the end of that.
Again, pleasing on the eye from Spurs going forward, and like we talk about Ange Postecoglou and the way that they play, it's not all going to be 4-5-1 victories for the rest of the season. We've seen today Burnley pick them apart and get the goal. They are going to concede goals. There are going to be weeks where this system doesn't work against certain teams. You'll find a game plan where you'll get in behind the spaces that Spurs leave, and they will concede goals. They will lose games. But this is a work in progress, but the early signs are fantastic.
Free kick for Maddison, who has proved to be what everyone thought he would be. An excellent signing. Basuma. Jack Cork onto that. Can Burnley offer some minor resistance after some one-way traffic? Cullen took a deflection. Corner.
A bit of respite for Burnley. Nice to get the ball, keep possession for a while, and they've got themselves a corner. See if they can't get something from this game to give themselves something to take into the next.
Brownhill for Connor Roberts. Back to Brownhill. Vicario having to force that behind after the deflection. Burnley come again. Roberts, Brownhill, and another corner.
They're going to have games like this season, Burnley. They're going to come up against opposition that are better than them, and they have to find a way to disrupt them and to get in the game.
Brownhill tries again, going longer this time towards O'Shea. Al-Dakil, and again blocked by Romero. Brownhill, Cork. Shadowed by Højbjerg. It's another series of corners for Burnley.
Got a little bit of sustained pressure, Burnley. Trying to get something out of the game. Trying to nick a goal towards the end. It's been a long day for this Burnley team, though. They just haven't been good enough in certain areas. They've been outclassed on the pitch by the forward-thinking Tottenham.
Brownhill swings it in. Romero looked like he got to that. Al-Dakil unable to offer much of a return. And he's only lost 7 of his 57 games in charge. Only lost 3 times in the Championship last season, but already about to lose 3 times in the Premier League. Such is the difference.
It's finding that balance between a good footballing team, like they were in the Championship last year, playing possession football, playing out the back, but also not taking too many risks, not leaving yourself too open at the back, and realising that you can't play the same way as you did in the Championship. And in the first 3 games, they haven't quite got that balance right, Burnley.
Larson. Foster in the box. Redmond arriving too. And here is Brownhill. Diverted for another corner.
He's done well since he's come on as Josh Brownhill. He's caused a couple of problems, won a couple of set plays, had an attempt on goal. This is his second attempt on goal. Goalkeeper's flat-footed, that could have gone anywhere, gets a deflection. But Brownhill's been the most lively in the second half.
Plenty of time here for Connor Roberts to float that one in. But nothing happening there off Dara O'Shea. The Burnley fans making a noise anyway. They knew there would be days like this, especially when the fixtures came out with some really difficult games in the opening weeks. Redmond. Comes to Connor Roberts. Free kick has been given though for the foul by Højbjerg on Redmond, and a yellow card for the Dane as well.
The referee makes a good decision there, because I think he was tempted to allow play to go on and play an advantage. But there's certain times as a team you want a set play in that position, you want a free kick, you want a strike on goal. Yes, they retained possession, yes, they did still have the ball, but was it a clear advantage? It wasn't. I think that was a good decision by the referee.
Larson has the ball. Few Burnley players in front of him. Draft excluder in the shape of Bissouma. Jakob Brun Larson straight against that wall. Roberts, Brun Larson again. Redmond, already good cross, but again it didn't really happen for Burnley and for Delcroix.
As well, Redmond lifts it into a dangerous area, looking for his centre-backs that are still up from the earlier set play. Just behind him, couldn't quite get any decent connection.
Højbjerg stayed calm. Van der Ven now for Maddison.
You can take risks like that when you're 5-1 up. You might not necessarily do that at 0-0.
Kulusevski is the next port of call as Tottenham go looking for goal number 6. Kulusevski, and Trafford just able to get there ahead of Perisic.
It's a long time since we've seen a Tottenham team with so much intent, so much forward thinking, looking for goals, always on the front foot, even at 5-1 up. And we talk so much about Ange Postecoglou, so what a great start he's had. One of the biggest compliments you can pay to him is the Tottenham fans away to our right singing, "We've got our Tottenham back."
Becoming their favourite chant of this season, and no wonder. A draw at Brentford on the opening day, victory over Manchester United, victory at Bournemouth, and another convincing, stylish show put on here at Turf Moor. Brun Larsen. Brownhill, Cork. It's come off Højbjerg.
Yes, it's the results. The results are always going to be pleasing, but it's the way those results are coming about. It's the way that the team's playing. It's the way that individuals in the team are playing, and the way they're on the front foot thinking.
Perisic down for Richarlison. Redmond. Brownhill. Van de Ven, Maddison has a little room. Perisic. Maddison looking for Richarlison. Cullen up towards Foster. Tidied up by Van de Ven. Vicario up towards Perisic. Redmond. Free kick for Tottenham. And more changes coming. Oliver Skip, Emerson Royale. Came over for Kulusevski.
Done well again, Kulusevski. Another impressive performance. No, not on the score sheet today, but he's certainly been creative.
And James Maddison is certainly due a little breather as well after another colossal performance. The Tottenham fans have really taken to him, their kind of player.
Don't think the start in a Tottenham shirt for him could have gone much better. I think he's just been a perfect fit. He's been a great signing, and the price that Tottenham paid compared to others in this window, it's looking like a very cheap one for the service and the way that he's playing, for what he's offering the team. I think he's playing full of confidence, he's full of quality, and he got his goal today.
Basuma just overrun that and ran into Cork. Doggy under pressure from Cullen.
They're going to have to adapt, Burnley, and they're going to have to adapt quickly. Said about their tough start to the Premier League, but the Premier League's tough. They can't play the same way as they did in the Championship, and they're learning that now. Vincent Kompany, we know he's a workaholic, day on day, hour after hour. He certainly won't be resting until he gets something of a result, or something what he thinks is more like a performance that he wants, until he cracks the code, if you like, for the difference in the way that his team played last year to the way that they have to play this year, because they can't keep playing like this. They played like this against Manchester City, They played like this today against Tottenham, and they're not good enough to go toe-to-toe with these teams at the moment. They have to find another way.
Well, he's been pretty much 24/7 totally committed as a manager as he was as a wonderful player, but there is quite a lot to sort out for Burnley at the moment. Basuma. Richarlison wants a pass. There's maybe a trip there by Roberts. He's calling for VAR himself, where there will be an automatic check.
Well, without seeing it on a replay, it's strange why Højbjerg would go down in that situation. He's clearly through. Maybe his heels are just caught at the back, maybe accidentally. But it's a strange one that the player's gone down in that situation.
Well, the game has continued. He tripped himself.
He certainly fell over something, didn't he? we're looking at it on the VAR monitor, and I think with the way that the players cross over each other, it's not clear as to how he went down.
Emerson Royale with a strong challenge there on Cullen. There will be a delay here whilst they have a look at that tackle.
And this is the tackle you're looking out from Emerson Royale. His right foot's in the air, but I think, listen, if you're going to start checking VAR for tackles like that, I think that's a good tackle from Emerson Royale. And I think that's the point he was trying to make to the referee. That's the one earlier on from Højbjerg. I think it's very unclear as to where the contact and if there was contact, which is why VAR didn't get involved.
We think there might be 6 minutes added on, which is not what Burnley want to hear, but Tottenham will take a bit more of this as they look for a 6th goal. Held up by Emerson Royale. Brun-Larsen. Emerson Royale screening that. Burnley's throw, but this game long gone from them. They'll return from the international break with a visit to Nottingham Forest, who made several moves in their market yesterday. 6 added minutes is confirmed. Foster. Cork. Skip. Richarlison gets a free kick off Delcroix, and that's going to be another yellow card.
Yeah, it was a foul by Delcroix. He knew that he was done. He knew that Richarlison had got on the wrong side of him, just got away from him. And with the new regulations and stipulations as we see now, the refereeing is one thing. It's consistent with certain things, but not everything.
Pedro Porro, Delcroix and Richarlison chasing. Cork. Nathan Redmond won't find a way past Udogie. Emerson Royale. That's a free kick off Jakob Brun-Larsen. It looked for a moment like he might be at a spot of bother.
He's been involved a lot more than the manager would have wanted him to do since he's come on as Emerson Royale, I think.
Van der Ven. Perisic for Skip. And again, no return ball for Perisic though. Tickled out of play by Udogie. Another emphatic performance from Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham, just the way he wants it.
He'll be delighted. And I think one thing you can see from looking in, you look at the size of the squad now, you look at the investment in this window, you look at the improvement in players like the man on the ball, Basuma, you look at the players he's brought in, the substitutions he's been able to make, it doesn't seem to weaken the side in any.
Richarlison was offside there. He's not really had a glimpse of goal since coming on. Tottenham play Sheffield United when they come back from the international break, but there is a North London derby and Liverpool looming. Now Cullen and Brownhill, and that is a pretty good finish. It might not mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, but beautifully tucked away, and Burnley come up with a goal at the end.
Well, I said earlier, he's done really well since he's come on. There's one positive that Burnley can take from the second half, and it's Josh Brownhill's performance. He's certainly changed things for them in a forward way when he came on. He showed intent there. They've not given up, Burnley. Jack Cork on the ball comes in. Brownhill there, you can see he's back to him, he just gets in. Really good 1-2. Decent finish as well. He's been the one bright spark in Burnley's poor performance in this second half. He showed intent, putting a couple of tackles in. I think that's his third attempt on goal, probably his first on target, but he has played well in the second half in a team that struggled.
Ricocheting off Van der Ven, who looked like he was going to deny him the opportunity.
Goal scorer for the Pirates, number 8, Josh Brownhill.
Well, there were more goals in games involving Spurs last season than any other Premier League team, and that's one way in which they are continuing. Have Tottenham got another goal left in them? It's Perisic. Away by Brun Larsen. Retrieved by Bissouma. Emerson Royale in the final minute at Turf Moor. Pedro Porro, Huibier, in towards Richarlison. Will he get a glimpse of goal? No. Minor hint of handball there, but no real claims.
I think you can see from Richarlison's complaint, he's normally the first one to complain, he's normally the first one to chase after a referee if he thought there was any wrongdoing, but he was very quiet there. He gave you a clue there wasn't much wrongdoing.
Good point. Hattrick for Son, not a bad day at the office. Likewise for everyone connected with Tottenham Hotspur. Udogie. And some run here. Maybe there is time for another goal. Maybe not. Well, Spurs fans are being spoilt now. They've got their Tottenham back all right under Ange Postecoglou.